I'm sure some of the early lessons are still there, still apply. So I want to know more about some of those lessons that you have in this journey. What are they, and what would you tell someone that is, thinking about starting their own firm, or maybe just starting off in their career, and they're thinking about these steps and this linear progression, knowing that it's not, at least not running your own shop is not a linear endeavor. It has twists and turns. Some things you can prepare for, some things you can't. So what are some of those key lessons as a business owner, as an entrepreneur? And then how do you give advice to a younger executive, or maybe your kids, when the time is right, when they're starting to consider what path to take because they want to go here and that's the next step? How do you give people that type of feedback? I feel like I'm terrible at giving feedback on what to do with your career, given the twists and turns that the entrepreneur's journey takes.
Yeah, I think I think I go back to, you have to have a really good sense of what you value, and I mean, and that means like what your values are.
Yeah.
One of the things I really believe in, my favorite kind of business thinkers, Noam Wasserman, talks this idea about rich versus king in the entrepreneurial journey, right? Meaning, when you're an entrepreneur, a startup, and starting up your business, you can either be rich, meaning you go out there and you buy into kind of the narrative on Twitter or social media about raising a Series A and whatever, 10 million, 50 million, become a unicorn. What people don't realize about that narrative is that you are no longer, in my opinion,
no longer king.
who I define as somebody who makes a decision, right? You would be beholden to venture capital, private equity, a board, one of those or all of those if you raise money, right? So you're either rich or you're a king, meaning you get to make the decisions, but with that, you're not necessarily rich, right? So I think early on, and this is advice I give to people, is like, define for yourself, what do you value? I'm lucky that, one, I have a business partner that I get along with and we share values, because I think it's a crazy amount, above 50%, more than 50% of businesses fail because of co-founder issues.
Yeah.
I think I had the benefit of working with my business partner. He was my boss, right, for 3-4 years. We worked very well together. We understood our values, we got to know each other on a personal level. So starting a business, that relationship was there and already defined. So I think, what do you value is so important, because whether you like it or not, the business is going to be reflective of you and your values. And if you try to make your business not reflective of that, consumers are so savvy, whether you're B2B or B2C, they're gonna smell inauthenticity, right? So that step of clearly defining who you are and the mission and values of your company, I think are critical in any business endeavor.